Hi, ladies and gents. Welcome to CEO Meets. My name is Pip Wilkins. I'm the Chief Executive at the British Franchise Association, and I'm really pleased to be joined by Mike Ryan from Pack and Send. Good morning, Mike. How are you doing?
Yeah, good morning, Pip. I'm very well.
Good. So you've just celebrated 10 years in BFA membership. I remember coming to recruit you all those years ago. But for the uninitiated, tell us a bit more about the brand and what you do.
Okay, so yeah, Pack and Send. I think we do what it says on the tin, really. I mean, we provide kind of packaging and shipping services for a pretty broad range of customers, from private individuals through to small businesses, in some cases large businesses. And whilst we can send anything anywhere in the world, we tend to focus on jobs that we would consider to be items that are kind of fragile, large, or valuable. So we do a huge amount of art and antique shipping, personal effects, IT equipment. We've been doing an awful lot of work with companies who've got vast numbers of employees working from home. We've been shipping laptops and phones and all sorts of weird and wonderful things to them. So we tend to operate at if you imagine the logistics market as a triangle. At the bottom you've got the B2B small parcels, and moving up to the top you've got the higher value stuff. We're very much at the kind of the top of that triangle, which might make it sound like it's a small market we operate in, but it's not. I mean, it's the logistics sector in the UK is worth well over £100 billion a year, so it's an enormous market. And we service a part that generates very high margins for our franchisees, very high average transaction values. And our average transaction value is about £380. Some jobs we do can be 10, 20, 30,000 pounds alone. So yeah, so it's a very different kind of business to a small parcel courier business, which is very high volume, low margins, low transaction value. We're kind of at the other end of the market, really, from that.
I'm imagining you moving massive pianos and stuff around and stuff now.
Yeah, we do. With pianos, musical instruments, all sorts of stuff. Taxidermy. One of our customers is the largest importer of taxidermy into America. We send containers of the stuff for him.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's fascinating, really. I think if anybody talking to one of our franchisees, I'm fairly certain that one thing that they will all say is what makes it so interesting is you just don't know what's going to come at you from the customers. Some of the challenges that we get laid down are quite significant, and very fulfilling to be able to service them and manage the customer through the whole process. So I think that's, if you look at our Trustpilot review, we've got the best Trustpilot reviews in the industry. And I think that's a reflection of not just the capability that we've got within the network, but the pride our franchisees take in kind of going the extra mile for their customers.
That's brilliant. You spoke there just about challenges. We've obviously all had one in the pandemic in the last couple of years. For you, though, it was a time of growth. So talk to us a bit about kind of what COVID looked like for Pack and Send.
What did it look like for Pack and Send? Well, it was, I think we managed it as a network very well. So, we were having, certainly at the start of the pandemic, kind of bi-weekly meetings with all our franchisees, just to, I guess, kind of settle them, keep them up to date with what was happening, not just within the network, but in the broader marketplace and globally, because obviously we're a global business. And I think it became very apparent very early on that, we weren't going to see the sorts of problems that other businesses and other sectors were having. And we're kind of quite fleet of foot as a management team. So we were able to move quite quickly and take advantage of some of the opportunities that did come up for us and our franchisees. So, overall, we saw our revenues grow that particular year by, I think, about 40-50%. Last year it was 26%, and this year to date we're up 30% on last year. So we've had a period now of a good 5 or 6 years where we've seen nothing other than very strong network growth. Some of that has come through bringing on new franchisees, but the majority of it has come from like-for-like growth with the core set of franchisees that have
So
been
it's
with us for
making
a
sure
while.
those franchisees are really increasing their profitability year in, year out.
Yeah, there's not. Yeah, I mean, we've got certainly our highest earning franchisee, but it's about 200,000 last year. So in earnings to them, yeah, we've average sales per franchisee now runs at 360,000 a year. Our top upper quartile, top 25%, their revenues are 570,000 a year. And we've got one franchisee now with a $1 million plus turnover, and there's a good chance that in the next 12 months that will become 2 million. So, it's been great because we've seen not only new people come on board and make a tremendous success of it, but we've seen our existing franchisees grow their business, grow their earnings, and grow their profitability as well. So yeah, we've had the cake and we've eaten it.
That's brilliant. So talk to me then about what makes a successful franchisee for you. What you're looking for?
I think there's a number of qualities. I think we're looking for very ambitious people.
Mm-hmm.
We've got some big ambitions for the business. We are looking very much for people who want to come in and be multi-site operators.
Yep.
That works for us, and it certainly works for the franchisees. We've got a few now, and we're just about to bring on board another new franchisee who will be, hopefully signing options on 2 or 3 territories. So ambition is something that's really important. It's a business. To run a pack and send service centre, you've got to have the skill set to run a business. You've got to be able to deal with people, with finance, with customers. So it's business experience is always useful. But I think more than anything, there's 3 qualities that we think are really important. Communication skills is fundamental. We spend a lot of time on the phone with people, in email correspondence with people, and face to face. So you've got to be a good communicator. It's sales skills and customer service skills are kind of right up there at the top. We're very proud of our customer service reputation. That's witnessed by our Google reviews and Trustpilot reviews, which are the best in the industry. So those are probably the prerequisites. If you've got logistics experience, then fine, but that's not, that's what we will teach you. We'll teach you how to pack stuff. We'll teach you how to ship it. We'll teach all sorts of things. We can teach you our own sales processes. We can teach you how to use our technology and IT and everything. But fundamentally, we can't really teach people to be good communicators or salespeople. You're either a salesperson or you're not, unfortunately. So those are the sorts of, I guess, core skills and values that we're looking for.
And the onboarding element's really important. So what does the training and onboarding process look like for you? You've changed that up a bit to make sure that franchisees kind of really hit the ground running and they're successful.
Yes, I mean, there's a whole raft of things. I mean, so for example, now, the training program now is 2 months as opposed to 2 weeks. And there's 2 parts to that. There's a bit of classroom training where we'll show and teach the things like the technology that we use, proprietary technology, our internal sales processes. We'll go through the product and the services that we offer, and so that they can learn that. And that's all very much in a classroom environment, which lasts 2 weeks. After that, they will then go into a service centre for 6 weeks. And they will work in the various areas of the service centre. So they'll work in the packing department for a period of time. They'll work with sales and customer inquiries and handling. And they'll go out with our driver. Our drivers sometimes are the kind of unsung heroes. Very often they're the only people that actually meet our customers. So they're critically important. So they'll do that for 6 weeks. And we found that that kind of operational training, it's led to people, when they open their centre, having a lot more confidence in just that first phone call from a customer, can you do this for me? You know, even if they don't by then know how to do it, they've got the confidence to know that, you know, as a network we can, and they can say, yes, I can do that. Let me take some details and I'll get back to you. So it's made a huge difference. We also spend quite a lot of time, normally the last 3 or 4 weeks of the training program, not putting together the franchisee's marketing plan with them. They do that at the beginning, but starting them on implementing it. So they're actually starting to promote their business before they open. So again, you know, it just helped bring in, you know, quicker revenues for them, and gets them out into their local marketplace.
It's a bit like kind of hands-on work experience, isn't it? You know, this is how you're going to be doing it. This is how you're going to live and breathe this business every day. Absolutely,
and it's very important. I think, you know, I mean, I sometimes draw the analogy with McDonald's, where, you know, if you go on the McDonald's training program, which a long time ago I did when I left university. You know, after a day, you've cooked 800 beef burgers, so you know how to cook a beef burger. With our business, the breadth of what we do is such that you don't get that kind of repetitiveness at that speed. So, you know, one day you might be packing a Banksy painting that's going to a gallery in California. That the next day you might be going to, you know, Bath University to pick up a room of student stuff that's being shipped back to Singapore. So each job that you get asked to do can be quite different. So that process of learning by repetition, you know, with us, it takes a longer time. And obviously we can't train people for a year, but we found that just that 6 weeks, at least it gives them the confidence to know that even if they're asked by a customer to do a job that they don't at that stage know how to do, they've got the confidence in the network that, you know, we do know how to do it, so they can deal with the customer in a positive way, and you know, take the details and then, you know, ring us and say, how do we do this, and we'll tell them. So yeah, but it does make a huge difference. No 2 days are the same for a franchisee, which is a lovely thing when someone's coming into a business. Yeah, it is. Well, I think in terms of the processes, so you know, we're very disciplined about, you know, in the morning you deal with your inquiries, and then you do your packing, and you do so in terms of that, the actual system, that's consistent, and that's kind of every day. But you're right, what is different is what is going to be going through that system. Yeah. I mean, we've done some incredible jobs. Yeah, they absolutely sound it. Mike, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. It's been absolutely awesome. Thank you. That's a pleasure. No worries. Thanks a lot, babe.